on one hand, the Mets are healthy. On the other, however, they're also really struggling. And Nelson, are you concerned with their lack of offense this spring?
Well, I would be concerned if it was leading into the games and the games are starting tomorrow. No, I'm not concerned at all. Not at all, because, again, it's spring training. It's just practice. They haven't had their full lineup in one game yet. They had actually in one game, and it didn't go very well. They still haven't scored many runs. But to me, it doesn't matter. You're looking for these guys to get out healthy. They know what they need to do. They had a shortened offseason. So, again, they're going to be a little bit slower to get going. Once the bell rings, I'm pretty sure they will get it going.
And, Jim, who's that one guy that the Mets desperately need to get hot? That one guy who's maybe their most important hitter in the
Well, for me, it's Conforto. And the reason why I say that is, first off, I think he's going to be one of those premier hitters eventually. And this year, it might even come this year. But for him to swing the bat the way he needs, it's going to solidify his position in left field, number one. And it keeps Cespedes over at center field, number two. The one thing you don't want to have doing is he struggles, and now all of a sudden you're starting to think about moving Cespedes over to left, and Lagares, even though he's had a good spring, Lagares is playing center field, and Conforto ends up getting sent out. I mean, I think he's going to be an impactful bat. And for this offense to produce on all cylinders, he needs to hit wherever that is, if it's in the 6th spot or 7, wherever, he needs to produce. So I think, for me, it's Conforto.
Nelson, same question to you. Most important hitter in the Mets lineup?
Well, for me, it's got to be the big money guy. Cespedes right there in the middle of that lineup. He protects someone like David Wright. We saw the Cespedes effect last year. How much it did for someone like Daniel Murphy, I feel that it will do the same thing for David Wright. Plus, you have to look at in front of Lucas Duda. He's going to have an opportunity to drive in some runs, get some guys over in the scoring position, let those other guys do damage. So he elongates that lineup in such a major, major way. That's why they went after him. That's why they signed him back. I mean, if he struggles out the gate the way he did finishing up the season, where he was a strikeout just waiting to happen, that's where you look for a lot of problems to happen for this Mets lineup. But if he can just put the RBIs up on the board in bunches like he's capable of, everything will be all right.
How about an X factor or wild card in this lineup? Who's the guy you would choose for that?
My X factor happens to be his guy that has to be that solid guy in the middle of the lineup, Conforto. He's, again, you're looking at it, he hasn't had much major league time, but what he did is he did damage in bunches. He's able to hit the ball all over the field. He hits the ball out to opposite field with as much power as most righties in that lineup last year. So you're looking at somebody who he really grew into his own, surprised a lot of people. And I think he still does that, because once you get past the 3, 4, and 5 hitters and you take a deep breath as a pitcher and say, okay, who's up next? Oh, Conforto, let me try a little fastball away. Bam, that's when he gets you, hits that 3-run home run to left center field. He's capable of doing that, and if he does, look out for the bottom of that lineup to driving some runs.
Jim?
Well, for me, it's Duda, and I'll tell you, the reason why I say that is he's a guy, when we saw him last year, especially early, he had no protection at all. And when he didn't have the protection, he put a lot of extra pressure on himself. He's expanding the strike zone and swinging at pitches that he normally doesn't do. He doesn't need protection. For me, if they're not pitching to him, he'll take his walk and move on and let the line move. And for me, he's going to be pitched to, because I think if Cespedes gets hot and swings the bat like Nelly was talking about, then, you know, Duda's going to get plenty of opportunities. But he doesn't have that pressure in the middle of the lineup, at least internally, that he puts on himself. He doesn't have it as much because the lineup is a little bit more spread out. So for me, he has a chance to really do some damage this year, because the whole focus of the offense isn't solely on him.
And maybe less pressure on Lucas Duda will lead to a little more consistency, which I think would be the main thing the Mets would say they're looking for out of him.